Hello there and welcome back to Build with the Boys. My name's Scott and we have got the next 4 issues of the Disney Doll's House. We're going to be starting with issue number 23. Now, this is a bit of a weird one because we don't need the house for this. We're taking a step away from the house and we are building Winnie the Pooh's dresser. And I'll say this for Winnie the Pooh's room. Winnie the Pooh's room is kind of one of the unsung rooms of the house. There's not a lot going on in it. But all of his furniture is the best quality of any other room in the house because it's all wooden built furniture. Everything in Winnie the Pooh's room. So there's a little wheelbarrow that goes with this table as well. Table with a drawer. It's a gorgeous thing. It's a bit fiddly, this one. I've looked at it and it looks like it could be a bit of a nuisance, but we'll get through it. So that's what we're doing this one. In the other ones we've got coming up, we're doing a lot of trim for the Frozen room. Now in this one particularly, there is a piece of trim to the Frozen wall that they have made incorrectly. So the top part of the skirt should be the bottom part and the bottom part is the top part. So they've made it wrong. So if you're looking at this and thinking, hold on, mine doesn't match up, that's why. It's been done wrong. So what do? Well, they're sending us a replacement. So you are going to get a replacement for this. So there's no reason to build this part. There's no reason to insult the model. It doesn't hold up your build at all. It's something that we can retrofit when the replacement does come. A replacement is coming. So there is no reason to bodge this, or you don't need to make it, you just don't. There's no reason to stick it to your wall. There's no reason to do any of that at all. It's an error. It's an error they've acknowledged and they're rectifying. So it's annoying, but again, it doesn't hold your build up. You can make this one if you want, just to put it in the room, just to see what your room's going to look like. Just don't glue it to your wall. There's no reason to do that. None. You are getting a replacement. So hold off on that one. A very quick update on something that's happening in the partwork world that has some of you concerned, and I just want to alleviate your concerns. There is a company that make partwork models called Eagle Moss. And they currently are producing the DeLorean, the Ecto-1, the Enterprise, and the Gone in 60 Seconds Eleanor. They have gone into administration, so they've called the administrators in, and they are facing uncertain times. Now, just because the administrators are in doesn't mean the company's gone bust. That's not what it means at all. Anyone that knows kind of companies that go into administration come out of it all the time, and sadly some go in and don't come out, and that could happen to Eagle Moss. They could go kaput completely, or they might find a buyer or whatever. How does that affect this? Well, it doesn't, quite simply. Just because one company goes bust doesn't mean the other one will as well. It doesn't work like that. It's not like something has happened in this industry that's caused this. What's caused Eagle Moss's problems is truly terrible management from the high ups down. So it's just been bad. It was a company that was ran bad. They throw good money after bad. They made some very odd choices, and their debts caught up with them. That's what this was. So should you be concerned for your Disney Doll's House? No. And the reason why is because Hachette, who make this, are one of, if not the largest publishers in the world. They're huge. If Eagle Moss is down here, Hachette's up here somewhere. They're huge. The difference between the two is night and day. It's apples to oranges. One is an absolute beast now, and the other isn't. Now, I know that there's this whole thing, but Eagle Moss were running for 40 years. No, they weren't. They were, but not in the current model that they have. So what Eagle Moss used to do was, the bulk of those 40 years were collections, book collections and magazine collections and things like that. It wasn't models as such. They really moved into that in the past 10 years. And they just did it wrong. So they rushed a lot of things to market. Their website was never really sufficient. It annoyed a lot of customers. A lot of customers cancelled on them. That's what happened with them. Whereas with the Hachette site, you can see what's shipping next, when it's shipping, when your money's going out. You can see all these things, and that's kind of what makes customers happy. Eagle Moss was just radio silence. Whenever you tried to get an answer out of them, you couldn't. It was bad. So don't panic. You're in perfectly safe hands. The model side of Hachette is a subsidiary of Hachette as a whole. It's such a massive beast of a company. If any one of his subsidiaries started to lose money, the rest of it can prop it up easily. So there is no reason to have concerns about this. It's kind of like when Thomas Cook went bust. That was it. It wasn't like every other travel agent went bust as well. That was bad management on their part. And that's what happened. So I know there could be bad management from Hachette. It's unlikely. They're not the same companies. Hachette is a massive, massive global company. Eagle Moss was a fairly small contained company that did ship globally and have locations globally, but not in the same scale as Hachette. Hachette is massive. The other thing that should put your mind at ease is the difference with Hachette and Eagle Moss is the Eagle Moss models weren't complete, so they were waiting on parts to be manufactured to put them out, whereas with the Doll's House, it is complete, it's done. So it's fully built in Japan. So all of these parts have been produced at some point. So again, they exist. It's not like the manufacturers just stopped making them. This stuff exists. So don't panic, okay? It doesn't affect us. It affects me because I'm building some Eagle Moss models. But if you're building Hachette models, it doesn't affect you. It really does not. It's a concern, but it doesn't affect you. It's not, as I said, there's not something happening in the industry that's caused them to fall. Their bad business caused them to fall. That's what happened. And Hachette are not the same. They're really not. We did receive a free gift for this one as well. We've received the free gift of Minnie and Daisy, but because we've been talking about Hachette, I'll catch that in the next one. So in the next one, we'll look at Minnie and Daisy. We get Olaf in issue 24 as well. We'll talk about it in that one. So we'll take a look at them properly. We'll talk about those in that one. And we'll also talk about the other figures that are coming, but that'll be in the next issue. In this one, let's get this done. I'm not going to build the Frozen panel. I'll show you the parts for it, but I'm not going to build it because there's no reason to build it. And then we'll get this little dresser put together and I'm sure it'll look quite nice. So let's get on with it. Okay, so here's everything we get in this stage. Now, I'll show you quickly just to sort of explain what I'm talking about, where the issue is with this Frozen panel. Let's get these bits out. And I will try to explain what I'm talking about. Right, so you get two of these pieces here, and I'm hoping the camera can pick this up, but it might not. But long story short, this one's got 3 bevels on it. This one has got a single bevel on it and is the base, so it has less of the curvature. So, following the slant, let's zoom in on this. Following the slant there, this one would go there, and this one would go there. So that's great and all. That would be the top, that would be the bottom, but you need this to go the other side. So to actually attach this into our room, it's got to go that way around. So now the bottom's at the top and the top's at the bottom. So it's not going to match the rest of the room, and it's not going to fit if you do it the other way. So it's going to look off. Now, not only is it going to look off, but as you can see from this one on this side protrudes. And the reason why is because it fits in the channel of the wall. So along the wall, there's a groove. This fits into that groove. With that there, that's what keeps it flush to the wall. Without that, you either have to file this down completely or you're going to have a very weird kink to it. There's no reason, but I mean, this is the most important thing I can't stress enough. There is absolutely zero reason to attach this to your wall. None. You are getting a replacement. So there is no purpose or benefit to gluing this to your wall. So just don't do it. It's annoying, but just wait. You're going to get a replacement and then, you know, we're all good. So I'll put it together and I'll rest it in the room when we get to that stage just so you can see it. But I'm certainly not gluing this to my wall because you don't need to. It wouldn't be particularly visual, but again, it needs to bond to the wall properly, and I question on how well it's going to do if you haven't got the groove to attach into the channel. And again, when you're taking this much time and this much effort over this model, why would you knowingly put parts in it that are wrong? So you don't need to. Just leave it out. Just leave it out, and wait for your next one. Anyway, let's move on to our main build. Well, we'll have to look at the pretties. So we have this lovely little pot of daisies for Winnie the Pooh's room. Now, this looks easy, and that's been the downfall of many a warrior. So we're not going to make that mistake because it's not easy. It's fiddly, is what it is. Now these are lovely pieces. These are wood, and they smell kind of great as well. So this is looking nice. So what we're going to do first, this is the part we're going to start with. Now, as you can see here and here, there is marks for what is the decorative bar. Now, the decorative bar is attached to this, so we're going to use our craft knife to remove that. Now, you can sand this piece after. It's a bit of a bugger to get off that one. Be aware of that. Now, the 2 pieces come off the end. We've got this off here now. And we're going to be dealing with this side of it. So you can see the 2 marks there. Now, where we've removed that, this is the part we're going to glue down. Now, these aren't particularly raised, but I want to make sure we buff those off. So I'm going to grab a little piece of sandpaper, and we're just going to give that smooth, get as smooth as possible. I'm going to go mental on this because it's already, I mean, again, it's not bad. There you go. That's that side smooth. Let's go that smooth out. Okay. So where these two holes are here, this will be the front. So ultimately what this piece is this piece is going to be this way up, and the decorative bar is going to be underneath it. So you know what you're dealing with there. I'm going to get these ends as well, actually. Don't like those ends. Just give that a bit of a buff. There we go. And that side too. Now you're not going to see this, but this is just me being a little bit OCD about the whole thing. Okay. So what we're going to do is this bar is going to go in there. Now I'm not using the super glue for this one because this is wood. Now I'll tell you this, you can use your super glue. Be very sparing with it because you don't want gas marks from your super glue all over everything. But super glue will be easier to hold it. So we might use some super glue in certain places on this one because it might make life a little easier. But I don't want to cake this thing in super glue. But if you are having problems with this thing holding or staying stable, you can use your power gel and that will hold it all together. But I think we're using wood, so wood glue should be all right. If you just want to be patient and let these bits dry, if you want to burn through it, then yeah, super glue is going to be your way forwards. So let's pop that one on there. And we just have to make sure it fits inside the, there we go. It just fits inside the area it's supposed to be in. Straighten up as much as we can. And there we are. So that's that part done. So that's attached. And now we're going to move on to these two side panels. Now I've seen people break these, so don't be deceived that this is wood and can take a beating. It's the way the grain is, these can snap, so just be careful. And what it's asking us to do is it's asking us to apply some wood glue, just the insides of here. Now again, if you're going to super glue, this is the area you need to super glue. I can already feel that that doesn't feel the strongest in the world, so it's not filling me with confidence that this is going to not snap as if you force it. So try not to. So let's super glue along, wood glue, sorry, along there. I don't want to take the wrong glue. And then we'll pop some along here as well. So there we go. We've got wood glue in there and wood glue in there. And then we're going to take our panel and we're going to slot that in. Let's make sure we use the right panel. Yeah, we are. So we're going to take the one we've just made. And we're going to slide these panels in. So just right down. And again, there we go. So that's that one there. I'm going to take the opposing panel, slide that one down. Again, you ain't got to cake this thing in glue. I mean, just enough for it to hold. There we go. Yeah, see, that's a bit of a snug fit. And again, pressure there could cause you some damage. So there's a little frame so far. So you can see where our decorative piece is in there. And that's it. So let's have a look up to this stage. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip this one over and we're going to apply some glue to these feet here, and it's going to along here, here and here, and it's going to sit in the base. So I saw Jay have this problem over on Jay's channel. If you haven't checked out Jay's channel, go check him out because he's doing the same build as us. Is keeping these things in place, trying to build it. That's because I'm not waiting for it to dry and I'm trying to do it for the video. But be conscious of where your things are sliding about to on this. So you want to keep it as straight as possible. Yeah, this is a fiddly one. Okay, right, so I'm going to apply some glue. So I'm going to touch here, touch there, and there, and over on this side, here, here, and here. And I'll tell you what, people, I don't know where you are, but where I am, it is very, very, very hot. It is just going to get hotter as well, so it's not ideal weather. to be building models, unless you're lucky enough to be able to go do this outside, which I might do for the next ones. Yeah, but as you can hear, it's very noisy outside where I am. Right, so this is our base. Okay, so I'm going to drop this into our base. So rather than drop it in, let's make sure that's right around. Yeah, so these little holes here are going to go at the front. So we're going to drop this into our base here. Again, just be conscious of how you're pushing this thing in. You don't want to be forcing it or anything like that. You just want to make it so your glue bonds and that we're happy with where it stands. So that's where we're up to this stage. So this is going together quite nicely. I was expecting it to be a lot kind of tougher than it is, but no, it's been okay so far. Now, the next thing we've got is a shelf. So we're going to put this to the side, bring over this part, and we have the little shelf. Now the shelf, we're going to put glue along here, and we're going to attach it to there. That's what's going to happen. So let's add our glue. And again, if I make any mistakes, I'm going to show you. So don't think that, you know, I don't make mistakes. Because I do. And I think it's important to show people that, because I know a lot of people are coming to this for the first time. And I don't want them to see someone go, well, that guy just did it first time. You know, it's because, no, believe me, I make mistakes. And bad ones as well. So it's all a learning curve. So if you make any mistakes with this, it's okay, you know. You know, none of this is unrepairable. You're not going to make a mistake so bad that it destroys the whole thing. You're just not. So that's not, you know, I'm not convinced by this shelf at the moment. It feels very loose. But it's okay. So that's in now. So that shelf is attached. Now again, I am using clear dry wood glue. So where you can see the white glue, that will remove. Now we're up to smearing a load of glue on this thing. So what we're going to do is, because we're going to be attaching, this is the back panel of the dresser. We're going to be touching glue along here, along here, along here, and then we're going to touch the panel. Have I just told you something wrong there? Yes, I have. We're going to be putting glue along here and along here, and then we're going to be applying it to the sides of this. So along here and here, and on the opposite side as well. So let's get that done. Yeah, it's a hot day, people. I mean, I like it hot, but not in England. That's the thing. I mean, they say, oh, you always want to go abroad, but then you complain when it's hot in England. I'm like, yeah, there's a difference. When I'm abroad, I'm lying by a pool with a very effeminate cocktail in my hand, a little umbrella hanging out of it. I'm in my shorts and t-shirt. I haven't got a boss screaming at me or anything like that. You know, the kids aren't complaining because it's too hot. Everywhere that is hot tends to have air conditioning. England doesn't. So these are the reasons why hot's nice abroad, not so much in England. We're not geared for it. I think in this country we need it to be slightly grey and overcast and tepid. Otherwise we're complainers. We're very fragile beasts. Okay. So that's that side glued up. Let's smear some of this on here. Use some of this up. We'll apply some more, but just want to make sure we get an even coating everywhere. With a decent bond. You can see, like I said, I don't slather glue on these things. I don't. If it doesn't hold, I'll apply more. But I don't want it so much glue on it that, you know, it's going to take hours to set and risk it coming apart even more. Okay, so now we're going to apply this part to this part, which I reckon is going to be easier said than done. Oh no, that's quite simple. Okay, you can see my glue smeared out. Again, we're going to rub that into the channels there, just to give it a little extra bond, rather than just wipe it off completely. Rub that into the channels. So this is where we are now. So I want that shelf as straight as I can get it. There we go. So there we are up to this stage. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the doors. Now this is where the fiddly part comes in, because we're going to put door handles on. So because even though it's hard to believe by my roguish, handsome, boyish good looks, I'm actually really old. So I need my modelling glasses to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to grab those, and then we're going to be on to the feet and the door handles. Okay, so I've got one of the handles here. If you can see it, let's get this against here. There we go. And all we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of glue on the end of this handle. Now I don't want glue to go everywhere, so there we go. So that's in there. And then let's see if I can get this on film for you without dropping a handle. There we go. That's in. That's it. That's all you need. So that's that one in. Now we're going to grab the other handle and we're going to repeat the process. Now, if you're using tweezers, the one thing I can advise is you need to hold it firm enough that it holds, but not so firm and so close to the end that you run the risk of tiddlywinking this thing across a room as you're doing it. Because trust me, I've done that before. And it took about, I did it for a part for the Ecto 1 model. And then one day I just randomly found it. I'd scoured through carpets and everything, and I thought, well, the vacuum has probably taken it by now. But no, I managed to find it. It was incredible. So that's it. So that's our handles in. Easy enough. Now comes the hard part, because the hard part here is going to be the pins. So what we're going to do is we're going to put pins through here and hold into the doors. Now, I already know I'm going to have a problem with this because the hole on this one is misaligned. So I know I'm going to have a problem with this door. Now, it doesn't mean you will, but I can see mine has misaligned hole on here. So it's going to be a bit of a nightmare for me. This one, I think I'm going to have a weird door, but I don't mind. I don't mind. I mean, again, it's decorative. So it's, I doubt it's something I'm going to be opening and closing all the time, but let's try and get this done. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, should be interesting, this one, right? So let's get one of these tiny pins. They give you 5 pins, so you get one opportunity to fire one across the room, and then you're out of luck. So this is going to be difficult, I think. So let's get that in first. Now you might be able to do this without tweezers, but I've got hands, you know, like shovels, so it's not the easiest thing for me. Let's get that. Right, I'm going to try and get this in first off camera, then we'll take a look. There we go. Right, so I've got it started. Now I need to get the door in and lined up. Now it should rest against the decorative bar, which it does. Hey, it weren't so bad. Okay, wasn't so bad. Let's push that down. Wasn't so bad. That might be my famous last words, but wasn't so bad. So we've got that top one in. Now we are going to apply a little bit of glue to that to hold that in place in a second. I'll do that now, in fact. I think just a smidge. We really don't need a lot. I'm actually going to use the tweezers to do this, and then clean the tweezers off. So I'm going to put a touch of glue on the end of my tweezers there. And then all I'm going to do is just touch it over the hole. Now again, it's clear dry wood glue, so it might look like a horrible white smear to begin with. But that's going to, there you go. That will dry clear, so you won't see that at all. Good. Right, so it is now asking us to apply the second pin from the bottom. Yeah, it is. Right, so let's just apply door number 2 from the bottom. This is where it all falls apart, I'm sure. I'm going to try and do it from the side. So rather than flip this thing upside down, I'm going to see if that helps, because it means the door's not going to fly about and wander around everywhere. But I've got a feeling if we do it the other way, it might. So let's see if we can do it. Do you know what? Sometimes it's exhausting being as much of a genius as I am. See, there you go. First time. That was easy. And now we've got a hinged door. Good. Yeah, so I'd advise that. Try doing it from the side. Again, same thing. Using some glue just on the end of the tweezers. I'll just touch that over there. So that's that one in. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with door number 2. Now it is saying to put the feet in first. I don't see why. Is that what it's saying to do? No, it's saying repeat the process with the second door. Okay, we'll do that. And again, I'll normally I just go, well, I'll just crack on and do it. But I know this is going to be fiddly, so I'm gonna keep filming just so we can see exactly how this works, because you might have problems with it, and I might encounter a problem. I can say, okay, this is how you fix that. So let's keep rolling. Now again, I'm going to try and do this without tweezers, but my ancient eyes keep saying to me, Scott, you're not 19. I know you think you are, but you ain't. Right, so it's that one there. There you go. Yeah, now comes the fun. Right, let's get that to right. Start again. See, and again, this is what I want to show you, that it's you know, I don't want you thinking that I don't want to make it look easy when it isn't. You know, I don't want to make it look like it isn't fiddly when it is, because I know it can frustrate you, where you're thinking, well, how come this guy just did it that easily and it took me bloody ages? Well, now you can see I don't do it that easily, and sometimes it can take me bloody ages. If you've watched those Hachette videos that are clearly very heavily edited of them putting this together, they just nail it first time, every single thing they do. I'd love to see the outtakes, because I guarantee there's loads. Wow. See? And this is my off-center hole. So this is the one I knew I was going to have problems with, but oh dear. I'm thinking I'm going to try the bottom one, because as I said, if this hole's off-center, I'm never going to get it to go. Oh no. Okay, we're in, people. But you can see there, that's how off-center my hole is. You can see how much this one's out at the bottom. So that's going to be difficult. But there's nothing I can do about it. That's kind of the situation that I've got, so it's the one I'm going to deal with. And again, I could say to one another one, but I think that's too extreme. I don't think I need to do that. So let's close this one up, right. So how are we going to get this second pin in? How? Because it is, as I said, it is way off where it needs to be. But you might be experiencing the same thing. So let's see if we can do it. I think we can. I think we can. Try and find the sweet spot now, because there we go, straight through. Right, I've got to find the spot. This is going to take a lot of jiggling and wiggling to get this one done. No, right. Let's take another shot at this, and then we're going to have to look at another fix, because again, with that hole being off center, it's thrown my whole unit out of whack. But I want to see if we can do this. I don't give up. We might have to take it out, go from the bottom, and see if we can do it that way. Got it. Got it. Now I reckon these doors are going to look wonky. Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, I know why. It's there's nothing I can do about that. With shy of getting them to send me another one, I'm just going to accept that I'm going to have wonky doors on this one, and you know, it is what it is. So let's get some glue smeared on there. I'm not, you know, I'm not overly concerned. If you were a perfectionist, I'm sure you would be. but I mean, it's what makes models models. It's what doesn't look like fun. It's not terrible by any means. But that's where we are. So yeah, okay. So next we're going to put the feet on. So that should be a lot easier because we are just dabbing glue on 4 feet and tossing them on. So let's get that done. And here we are. The annoying thing about these feet is they appear to be plastic. So we went this lovely wooden dresser. It's got plastic bloody feet, but ah well. Right, so let's get these feet in place. So there we go. So problem number 2. There we go. Right, so that one is in. Yeah, this went a little bit too easy at the beginning for me, so I seem to have had problems in different areas to everyone else. So everyone else had problems like putting the frame together. Mine's just been these finished parts here. Let's get that put in. So there's that one. There's a little twist as well. If you're having problems getting these feet in, if they feel snug, just as you push them in, give them a little twist, they'll go straight in. I can hear the amount of air in my glue bottle as well. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. That's just, it's high time for some a new bottle of wood glue. So there's that one. And one final one and we're complete. Okay, so those are our feet on, and there is our dresser complete. And just put some flowers on there. And there we are. So there we are, that's that one done, and we have this very lovely little dresser now. It's gorgeous, gorgeous thing. Nuisance to put together. you saw me struggle with those doors. That took entirely too long, but I wanted to keep filming. I didn't want to edit. I wanted to, because I'm thinking other people are going to experience these problems as well. So I want you to see how it's not as easy as just kind of and then it's done. Because a lot of videos are edited to show how quickly and simple it was. I don't want to do that. I want to reassure you that if this is taking you a long time, or longer than you think it should, that's normal. And it's one of the tips I can give you when it comes to modelling, particularly with these. The best tip I can give you, which sounds obvious, but very few of us do it, is if you're having something like this, and your door keeps falling through, or you can't get the pin in, whatever it is, stop and walk away. Honestly, it sounds weird or obvious, but stop what you're doing and walk away. Go have a cup of tea, whatever you need to do, have a chill, relax, and then come back to it. Because what happens is the more kind of wound up and frustrated you become, the more kind of tense you become. Your hands tense up, it becomes harder to do it, you're going to get more. So just walk away, take 5-10 minutes away from it, then come back to it. Honestly, it sounds like a simple thing, but I promise you, not enough people do it, and it makes a huge difference. You come back and you find you do it first time. So that's it for that one. No work on the house, but a very lovely little wooden thing. Now, as I've said, everything in Pooh's room is wooden made furniture, and I don't mind telling you in advance, every one of them is kind of a pain in the butt. They're all a little bit fiddly, but it's okay. We'll get through them together. If you have any problems with it and you can't figure it out, you can contact me through here in the comments, or you can email me at buildwiththeboys@outlook.com, and I'll advise you where I can to help you out with these things. But that's it for this one. I did mention earlier as well, Jay's channel. Jay has actually bought and imported some of the parts of the Christmas extension. So if you're not familiar with Jay's channel, swing over there and check him out. Jay's a great guy. He's a nice bloke. Very passionate about the models that he builds, and worth a look. Well worth a look, and you'll get to see some of the Christmas parts. He's got the frozen Christmas tree. It's a gorgeous thing. It looks like an icicle. It's lovely. Go check him out, and whilst you're there, like his video and subscribe to him as well, because Jay is scarily close to getting his 500, which is massive for kind of smaller YouTubers like me and Jay. That's huge for us. So hit him a subscribe, and you can see Jay's version of these as well. And he does a lot of the other wooden models on there, and yeah, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. And speaking of which, if you haven't liked my video yet, please give me a like and hit the hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to us. We don't bite. We'd love to have you on board for our journey to seeing this model and all the other models we do and all the other weird and wonderful things that we've got coming up. That's it for this one. We'll be back very soon with issue 24, which we get Olaf, more parts for the Frozen Room, and we'll also talk about Minnie and Daisy, who I've got, and I can show you, and they look really rather lovely. So that will be coming up on the channel very soon. In a world where you can do anything at all, just be nice, and we will catch you on the next one.